starting today a new Chumash Baruch Hashem, Chumash Bamidbar. This Shabbat is Shabbat Bamidbar, and right Motzei Shabbos is Yom Tov Shavuos, Sunday, Monday. So we're starting Chumash Bamidbar in Chelek Yudches. There's Bamidbar, and then there is Chag HaShavuos. This is the first Sicha of Chag HaShavuos, and also with the project Likkutei Sichos. So we're continuing with this. A very, very geschmack Sicha, very famous Sicha, and classical Sicha, and brings out very geschmack what the Teitzoes, the things that we could learn from this Sicha is just unbelievable what Shavuos is and what our mission on this world is. And it starts very simple, a very simple thing. The Rebbe told Moshe Rabbeinu to come up to our Sinai to get the Torah. First the Rebbe gave the Aseret Adibres, then Moshe went up to Shumayim, and he was there for 4 days and 4 nights, and he got the Torah. As soon as he came up, the Malachim started making a tumult. What do you mean giving the Torah? Give it to us. So the question is here, the question that comes up is what kind of business do you have Malachim to mix in? So the Rebbe brings on a whole list in our footnote number 6, a whole list of Meforshim that Achronim that they trying to deal. What is the Malachim's right to come and mix in? And they come to a conclusion that the din is, as we're going to see inside, I'm just mentioning it now at the beginning, the din is because of Bar Metzre. I'm going to say soon what it is. Whoever didn't learn it yet, because of Bar Metzre. And then these same Meforshim are giving 5 answers to take away the time of the Malachim and say that it's not Bar Metzre. And the Rebbe is, what's his name? Hananya, what are you using all this? Not refuting. The Rebbe is, I'd like you, what you use. It's not a nice word, refuting. The Rebbe is, he doesn't want to use their answers. You always use something.
Discarding.
Okay. No. Okay, the Rebbe is asking questions on the answer that they give, and if the Rebbe has the question, so comes back the time of the Malachim, we are Duba Metzres, then the Rebbe is going to bring another 2. We have 7 answers, and the Rebbe takes away everything, and then the Rebbe gives his Chidush, simple and geschmack, that it's just unbelievable, the Chidush, and then what we could learn from that. Let's learn inside. And I allowed myself to give this Akdoma, number 1, and I'll start a little more to understand, and number 2, it's not a long Sicha, it's not going to take like always the time, because it's really not so long. Aleph, when I get to Matan Teuro, that tells the Gemara, Sichos Moshe Lamor, the Gemara in Shabbat tells us a story. Sichos Moshe Lamor, Im Amor Malach HaShavuos Lefnei Kodesh Baruch Hu, Ribono Shel Olam, Ma le'ilud Isha Beinenu. What is he doing here? It's a ilud Isha. He was born from a mother and father. What is he doing here? Omar Lohem, the Rebbe told the Malachim, the Kabel Torah bo, he came to take the Torah. Omar Lefonov, so the Malachim again complained, Chamud or Gnuzo Shegnuzo V'chulu, you have something that is such a great treasure by you, and it's hidden by you so many years, you're going to give it to flesh and blood? What is a person that you're going to even remember him? What are you dealing with him? No, Hoyt Chala Shomayim. Also in Tilim in the same capital, same right there. Give your Torah, leave it here. Omar le'Kodesh Baruch leMoshe. The Rebbe told Moshe Rabbeinu, you answer them. The Rebbe didn't answer them. They complained to the Rebbe. There's also in the footnotes, whoever wants to learn later, all the reasons why they complained to the Rebbe, they should have complained to Moshe, not to the Rebbe. Okay, it's not, it's in the Aores, so we leave it. Omar le'Fonov, so the Rebbe told Moshe, you answer them. Amar lefonov, so Moshe Rabbeinu told the Eibishter, Ribono Shel Olam, Torah shatanoi sheli, ma ksiv bo. Tell me what it says in the Torah, so I know what to answer them. Otherwise I don't know what to answer them. So the Eibishter told them, it's going to say, Onoi Hashem Elokecha asher hotzicha me'eretz Mitzrayim. So Moshe Rabbeinu had right away answer what to tell them. Tell them, Omar Lohem, leMitzrayim yoradetem. Leparo ishtabatem. Torah lo motei lochem. The Rebbe says in Torah, you got it, I took you out of Mitzrayim. Were you in Mitzrayim? Did you work for Paro? No. So Torah doesn't belong to you. Shuv, Moshe Rabbeinu went through the all Eser Adibres. Kept asking the Eibishter, Shuv maksiv bo. What else does it say? Lo yelu cholikim acherim. Shouldn't have any idols. So Moshe Rabbeinu tells them, Bein amim atem shchuim. Are you between nations? You have people that are serving idols, and you're going to learn from them. And you have to tell them not to do it. Moshe Rabbeinu answered them on every dibra and dibra. He told them, you are not shaykh to that. It's not for you. And then he said, the Rebbe brings down the Kitzah, we're going to elaborate a little bit to understand what it is. Klum atem oisim melocho? Masomaten yesh beneichem, avohem yesh lochem, kine yesh beneichem, yetzirora yesh beneichem, miyad oidule lakodesh Baruch Hu, so the Rebbe said, yes, give him the Torah. But he mentions, Klum atem oisim melocho, it says, Sheish yishom tatem melocho b'yom shvi Shabbos Lashem. Shabbos you're not allowed to walk. Are you walking? What is melisaso? Then he says, Masomaten yesh beneichem. Do you have any deals with people that you could get upset with somebody that the deal is not correct, and you're going to swear against the Eibishter's name, L'Shisha Hashem Elkecha Lashov? Aveim yesh lochem, kibud aveim, kabed esavicho v'smecho, you don't have a father and a mother. Kine yesh beinechem. Do you have any kine, any fight between you that you're going to kill somebody else? L'shirtzach, l'shinav, l'shignav, what do you need it for? It's not for you. Then he told him, Yitzchore yesh beinechem, abat niuf, l'shinov, you don't have these things. So the Malachim agreed, and they told the Eibishter, okay, give him the Torah. Now we have to understand, as we said at the beginning, what is the Malachim's right to mix in Bechlal? What do you want? What do you have to do with this Torah? Why you want the Torah? So the Rebbe says, steht in Sforim. If whoever wants could look in footnote 6, all the Meforshim, the unbelievable how many people are dealing with this thing, why is the reason the Malachim complained about giving the Torah to him? Steht in Sforim, as he said at Taine, the base of their complaint, al pi halacha, from the Malachim tno oitcho al hashomayim, they said no, leave it in heaven, they said the lotion tno oitcho al hashomayim, it was dine de bar metzre, when it comes to dine de bar metzre, that's what their complaint was. We are bar metzre. What is it? The Rabbi is going to explain what it is. The Gemara says in Babikame, the Gemara says in Babmetzia, and the Rabbi brings down the Rambam, and two Shulchan Aruch, all over. As the din is, azoi be'eino verkol tafel zu zweiten oder bar metzre der schochen die recht zu nehmen die Fell von dem Lekeach, weil sie sagt Teube vor dem bar metzre zu haben seine Felder zusammen und Teure sagt was Sicho a Yosha va Teube bein Hashem. We have two people neighbors. They have two fields. One is oranges, one is apples. It doesn't matter, and there's just one mechitza. How would you say it? One gather. One divider between them. Then this is his and this is his. This guy number one wants to sell. He says he doesn't need it anymore. He needs the money. He wants to sell it, and he's going to sell it. So this guy next to him says, "Hey, I have money. I want to buy it. So it's going to be for me very good. I'm going to have both of them together. I don't have to buy a field there and a field there and run every day from one place to another." This is called bar metzre. Metzre means a border. I am your border. I'm your neighbor. So give it to me. And the halacha says, because it says Sicha Yosha v'Atoy, it's not a halacha. It's not one of the mitzvahs. It's Sicha Yosha v'Atoy bein Hashem. So give it to him. If you get the same money that the other guy is going to give you, why not give it to him? So give it to him. This is the din of bar metzre. The Rebbe brings down in footnote number 9 very geschmack. Yeah, very geschmack in footnote number 9. Both said together. B'shuvas Maimonides, ich habe Asimen, was Aorech will reden. V'schad Vov Yotches, b'shuvas Maimonides, leSefer Kinyan, שהוא קורב למצווה ססה, unbelievable. It's a קורב למצווה ססה. It's not a mitzvah seseh, but very close to a mitzvah seseh, to be nice. Why not? Why should you be bad? If he's going to have a favor, and you doesn't hurt anything, obviously he has to give you the same money as you have an offer from somebody else. Otherwise you don't have to do it. Okay. So, now we understand, we have a beautiful base. What the Malachim's complaint is, why they want the Torah lemalo, and there's the Eibishter, no itcha ala shomayim. The Rebbe emphasized, if you see in the first paragraph on this column, ala shomayim, because it's bar metzre. Torah is here, and we are here. So leave it here. Okay. Das haben die Malachim geteinet. Now we come to the conclusion. Wie bald die Torah ist gnuzo gefindt sich bemorim bashomayim. Und sie seien bashomayim, ob sie dem Dim von bar metzre. Die Torah ist bashomayim, der bashomayim, so der bar metzre. zu bekommen die Teure. Und der Rebbe hat neu itchala shomayim. Der Rebbe says in footnote number 9 mit der Star also very geschmack. Al pi ze yumtak shel omro bekitzer chamudo shegnuzo. Give a look in the first paragraph. It says omro lefonov. Chamudo gnuzo shegnuzo vecho. They could have said chamudo shegnuzo. Why did they say gnuzo? They emphasize the word gnuzo because it's in shomayim. It's not gnuzo somewhere else. Gnuzo it's here. That's why give it to us. Und damit es mugen wir soll die Malachim am gewollt zu nehmen die Teure noch dem, der steht schon in Teure, Chavos bnei Yisrael, Dabal bnei Yisrael, B'kayit B'zeh. Der Rebbe says, a big question. The Malachim know already that it says in Teure, Chavos bnei Yisrael, Dabal bnei Yisrael. What do you have to do with the Teure? You're not bnei Yisrael. So why do you want it? So the Rebbe says, very geschmack. Weil din de bar metzre is, also ich noch der Mechire, is me mesalig dem Lekeach von dem Sode, und me geht es ab zum bar metzre. And the Rebbe says in the Aures, we're not going to go into it, that it says, maybe just the few lines of footnote 11. The other Rebbe, Iker dine de bar metzre ol aloikeach, shetzorch leisalig lo lemoicha. The mitzvah from Sicha Yosef HaToim is, if this moicha went and he gave it to the loikeach, you could come, Bezin could come and tell him, Mr. Loikeach, he's giving you back your money, leave the feld for the neighbor. So the most Indian of bar metzre is not so much on the moicher as on the loikeach. So the Malachim say, you could write there Daber bnei Yisrael, Chavos bnei Yisrael, I don't care. I'm taking away from the loikeach. So that's why the Rebbe asked the hours later, how come they didn't talk to Moshe Rabbeinu, they talked to the Eibishter? They should have told Moshe, after it says Tavis Bnei Israel, Moshe Rabbeinu, you have to give it back to us because you can't get it, because it's ours. We are Bar Mitzvah. Okay. Und als Obschlag of Zeir Taine, now, they have a real Taine, a real complaint. The Torah belongs to us. Now we're going to come to the 5 answers, and then the Rebbe is going to, where's Hananya? We still need the word to use, what to use. It bothers me to say refute, it bothers me to say Chas v'Sholom, the other word. So, Hanan is going to remember soon.
Who knows English here? Come on.
You said a few times, okay, it's going to come to you. The Rebbe is going to not accept it, and the Rebbe is going to say that the time of the Malachim comes back, then the Rebbe is going to use another 2 answers, also, then the Rebbe is going to give his Chiddush. Okay, it's very Geschmack Sicha, and not so simple, but it's easy and very Geschmack to understand and nothing complicated. Okay, so the Rebbe is going to give now 5 reasons why the Malachim have no tiny of Bar Mitzvah. Aleph, der Ding von Bar Mitzvah ist shaykh nur bei Karka, nicht bei Metalltelim. Und Teuro ist doch nicht kein Karka. When is the shaykh the problem with Bar Mitzvah? You have a store right here next to your house, whoever lives here has a store, and they sell furniture. And you come in and you say, could I buy this? Say, no, this beautiful bookcase, I sold already to somebody else. He says, where does he live? He lives in Manhattan. So he says, I'm a neighbor of yours. Cancel it, give it to me. There's no such thing. Nobody says that you have to buy the bookcase next to your house. Go to Manhattan and buy there. So by Metalltelim, there's no Bar Mitzvah. You can't come and say, the store is next to my house, you have to sell it to me. When is the problem of Bar Mitzvah? When 2 fields are together, and it makes you comfortable to walk. You don't have to run every day to a field in Manhattan, to a field in Brooklyn. So then is it, what is Teuro? Teuro is nicht Karka. So that's why they say this. The Rebbe adds on now, footnote number 15, Le'oyer Metanye, clear that it's Metalltelim. Umishom Noso veYordo. It's Chochmos Eretzenish LaKodesh Baruch Hu, and Noso veYordo. Who could be Noso veYordo? Who could be traveling and coming down? Something Metalltelim. Number 1 reason why the Torah doesn't belong to you, because it's not Karka. Okay, 1 reason. Base, Dine de Bar Mitzvah is not by Mechir and not by Matone, and the Torah is gegeben geworden by Matone. Very simple answer. You want me to give you the Torah because you are a Bar Mitzvah. Bar Mitzvah is only when I sell. If I give away a matone, you could not come and say, sell it to me or give it to me. I want to give him a matone, I don't want to give you a matone. You can tell me who to give a matone. So if I give away the field, there's no Bar Mitzvah. I could do whatever I want. Same thing is here also. The Rebbe gave us the Torah, the matone. With a matone, you have no din of Bar Mitzvah. Gimel. Iden seine Kräuven la Kodesh Baruch Hu, Mishneh Amigo Godel Shaloi Elikim Kräuven Melov, und noch mehr Iden seine Bonim la Mokoim, und bei Kräuven, und Alachat Kam Bonim, geht schon die Bar Mitzvah. I want to sell the field to my son. I want to sell the field to my brother, to my uncle. So then it's not even the Bar Mitzvah. If you are Korev, you could give it to him. And Iden seine Kräuven, it says clear, Bonim, not only Kräuven, Bonim atem la Mokoim, where's the posuk number 18? I'm sorry, it's a Pirkei Avos, Perek Gimel. Bonim atem Lashem Elokeichem, and mi goy godel shelo elikim kroivim shavev bot miles. We are korev and we are ben. So that's why the Rebbe gives it to us. So your tiny that you want to have the Torah is you're not Bar Mitzvah. It's off. Dalet, 4th one. Auf Moshe Rabbeinu steht, als gewinnt Isho Elokim. Apostel bezei Sabrocha sheberesh Moshe Isho Elokim. Zog der Medrash, mechet shel lemato ish, mechet shel lemailo Elokim. What does Moshe Isho Elokim? It was a boss of a dom. So the Medrash answers that from the bottom half it was a human being, and the upper half it was Elokim, godliness. Is doch Moshe Rabbeinu given Bar Mitzvah. He's also Likus. You complain that you have Lemailo, the Torah is Lemailo because you are Ruchnis, you are Malachim. He's also. Und da ist doch Moshe Rabbeinu given Bar Mitzvah to the Torah, but it's Bashamayim because he's also Bashamayim. The Medrash is clear. Chetzi Lemailo Elokim. So we have already 4 things that it takes away their complaint that they are Bar Mitzvah. Hey, auf dem Posuk vayamod Ohm al Moshe ben Aboiker ad Oerev sagen Chazal in Parshas Yisroi, as Moshe Rabbeinu given Adon din emes la mitoi. Yeah, the Gemara in Shabbat brings on this posuk. And the Moshe was dealing with the Eden, with the problems, with as a Rov, paskening dinim, he was Aboiker ad Oerev. So the Gemara says that he was Don din emes. And it says clearly, was keilu nase Adon din emes la mitoi, keilu nase shutev la Kodesh Baruch Hu b'ma'asim bereshis. If I have a partner, I have field number 1, and I have a partner, and I have a neighbor with another one, and he wants to buy it for me. But if I want to get rid of it, I don't need it anymore. I have enough. And I have enough money, I want to invest in other places. So I want to sell this to my partner. So he could not come and say, sell it to me. Although my partner lives somewhere else, it doesn't matter because he's my partner. He has ding dima. Wie sagt ding dima? His priority is it takes precedence instead of this bar metzre. So there's no bar metzre. What do we see now? It says that Moshe Rabbeinu is a shooter with the Eibishter. Not a shooter like Kodesh Baruch Hu. Who gets the Torah? The shooter, not you. So we have 5 reasons why their complaint is off. Und der Din ist, also der Lekeach ist a shooter. Von dem Moicher geht schon a Dine der bar metzre. Just before we start asking the questions, we're going to repeat it for mamish a minute. The Rebbe says that din in the bar metzre is only by karka, not by metaltalin. Torah is not so beyodo. It's not karka. Second thing is bamatone. You don't have when you give it away to somebody matone, you can't come and say I'm bar metzre. When they talk about give it away to sell it to a korev or to a ben, there's no bar metzre. Even then kroivim and bonim. And then Moshe is Isha Elekim. What does it mean Isha Elekim? The Medrash says Chetchoy was Isha Elekim. He's the same as you. He could get it, and you're not Bar Metzre. And then it says that when it comes to a Shutev, also I could I could sell it to my Shutev, even if he lives in 1,000 miles away. I'm good with him, and not to you. You could complain that I'm going to have 2 fields, one next to the other. It doesn't matter because he's my partner. So we have 5 reasons why they are not Bar Metzre. So the time of the Malachim is gone. Lechoire. Now the Rebbe is coming in asking the questions. Base. The Choyre came and fragen. The Rebbe is going to ask first on the last 2 tirutzim, that the Rebbe is going to give a general question on all 5. Very, very geschmack, man. The Choyre came and fragen, ob die letzte 2 tirutzim. The last 2 tirutzim is that Moshe is a bar metzre because he is half Elokim, and Moshe is also a shooter. So the Rebbe says, I could ask, ob die letzte, Moshe is doch kibbel Torah Messina, nicht nur für sich, nur für alle Eden. He took the Torah for all the Jews, and all the Jews are not Chatzio Ilmali, so they're still Bar Metzre. You didn't take. Fine, but there's only one, but all the Eden are not. So you could not complain that you want to get the Torah to give it to the Eden. Very simple. You want to take the Torah because you are Isha Lekim, but all the Eden, but you're not taking it for you. You're taking it for all the Eden.
Him and the Malachim should get it.
Very good. A good point. You and the Malachim. Yes. You and us. Good. Never thought of it. Very geschmack point.
Use it here.
Yeah, a good question. The answer very good. What?
Use it here with us.
Yes.
Right. So don't take it down.
Very good. I like it. Very geschmack point. Yes. Okay. Faran meforshim besorgen. Als alle Eden seine Bnei Metzre zu Teiro, warum the Shomes von Eden seine Gzuro ist mit Tachas Kisi Yakovet. So comes out that not only Moshe but all of them. So again, we have the reason that because all the Eden are Bar Metzre, so that's why you have no more Taine. Base, another teretz, b'shat mat der an alle Eden gewen Schutzum la Kodesh Baruch Hu. Weil Eden haben schon gerade Mitzvah von Shabbos in Moro, farmaten Teiro, ואמרו רז"ל, כל המספלל בערב שבס, גויים ויחולו כאילו נעשה שותף לקודש ברוך הוא במעשה בראשיס. So we have, when Matan Torah was given, so the Eden were also shutfim. So the Choyre, if they're all shutfim, so it belongs, that's why their reason of Bar Metzre falls down. But Rebbe says, about Tzorich Iyun, we need a big to look in and understand in alle gebrachte Terutzim. In all of the 5 Terutzim that we learned, it doesn't make any sense. Weil Iker Chosam in Sefer, you started saying that the Malachim have a complaint with Bar Metzre, and Moshe Rabbeinu is answering them. We don't find in one of Moshe Rabbeinu's answers, but all the 5 answers is not mentioned in Moshe Rabbeinu. So how could we use it? Kein einer von sie wird nicht der Mond in dem Antwort von Moshe Rabbeinu zu den Malachim. Nothing is being mentioned there.
The question was also not mentioned.
Right.
The Malachim didn't say that.
The Gemara says the Malachim told the Eibishter that the Malachim told the Eibishter why you giving him the Torah. Moshe Rabbeinu gave him answers. Then the Meforshim are trying, what is the Malachim? Steiner, who are you? What do you want? So they come up to a conclusion that Alpi Alocha it's because of Bar Metzre. Of Bar Metzre we have to answer them. So the Meforshim give 5 answers, and the Rebbe says the answers doesn't make sense because you have to find it. If you say that it's Bar Metzre, so Moshe Rabbeinu should have answered them. Yeah. Okay.
Gnuzo Boch, no? Gnuzo something else.
Yeah, Hamudo Gnuzo Boch, yeah.
Like it's there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter, even without it. Even the Meforshim come and say that the Aloha is decided because of Bar Metzre, so we have to find the Moshe Rabbeinu's answer that they answer them against Bar Metzre. Otherwise it's still Bar Metzre. Yeah, understand what we said. Okay. Rade Rabbe. It's not only then in Moshe Rabbeinu's answer, you don't see in all the answers that Moshe Rabbeinu gave that we counted out all the answers that Moshe Rabbeinu gave him, but you're not shaykh to that. So not only is Iker Chosam and Sefer, but we find contradiction. In this what you give in the 5 answers, we find contradictions to Moshe's answer. So how could you use it? Let's see what it is. In the last 3 Tirutzim, that we say, what is last 3 Tirutzim? Number 1 is that Eden are Kroivim. Number 2 is Moshe Sicha Elikim. Number 3 is that partner. Right? So the Rebbe says in the last 3 Tirutzim that Aroid gebracht lechoire der Heipech von Tainas Moshe Rabbeinu. You come and telling me that they were Taina of Bar Metzre, and you're answering him and think that Moshe Rabbeinu said the opposite. How could you use that? It doesn't make any sense. What is it opposite? The Rebbe says in the Tirutzim wird untergestrochen, wie Moshe und jeder Ried ist Korov LaKodesh Baruch Hu, ist Shaykh zu Shomayim. Und ich shoot LaKodesh Baruch Hu, right? We bring out in these 3 levels that you are not Bar Metzre, because we are Bar Metzre, we are close to the Eibishter. We are Kroivim, we are Bonim, we are Moshe Sicha Elikim, and we are Shutrim. And the Rebbe says Moshe Rabbeinu's answer comes auf Punkt verkehrt. What do we see Moshe Rabbeinu's answer? Die Gemara aber bringt heute das Verkehrte. Die Gemara bringt da der Opposite. Also die Teure ist verbunden mit Yeridele Mitzrayim. Es bringt heute die Gashmias und dem Leikeach. Bis zu Kinei, zu Roch. Moshe Rabbeinu tells them, you're not shafted because we are in Mitzrayim, and we have Sinem, we have Kinem, we have Goyim live next to us with idols, and we shouldn't do it. Everything we show that we are low, not high. And in these 3 Tirutzim, you want to bring out that we are high level. Punkt verkehrt what Moshe Rabbeinu is answering him. So we have a beautiful question. Now the Rebbe is going to ask a few more details in the questions. Also ist schwer in jedem von der ersten 2 Tirutzim. Now we're going to go to the first 2. Notice about the Klolus Deke Kashanal. In addition to what we just asked, that in all 5 of them, we don't see anything that Moshe Rabbeinu mentions it. And other rabbis, even the last 3 is even opposite of Moshe Rabbeinu. The rabbi said we could ask 2 more questions. Number 1 is that Bar Metzre is only, what was it, Rutzim? That Bar Metzre is only, he told the Malochim, you want Bar Metzre? No, it's only by Karka. This is not Karka. And the second one is that by Matone it's not Shaykh, and the Rebbe gave us Matone. The Rebbe is going to ask questions, unbelievable questions, on these 2 Tirutzim. Aleph, in the first Tirutz, that we said that Bar Metzre is only by Karka. Das was bei Metallteln ist nicht dort in der Bar Metzre, weil der Tam von in der Bar Metzre, also loben beide Felder zusammen, ist in Shaykh bei Metallteln. We said before, why is that in a Bar Metzre versus HaShavuos? Because a person comes, why not? Why not do it? He could have a favor from it. He doesn't have to travel every day to 10 places to look at his fields. He has 2 together. It's a major thing, right? So this is the reason why we say to say it. So the Rebbe says, by Metallteln it's not Shaykh. You can't come to the store that's next to you and say, this bookcase you must sell to me, not to the guy that came yesterday from Manhattan. Right? So we say by Metalton is not shaykh because Metalton go and buy somewhere else. The Rebbe says, but there's a little thing here that it's not so much so correct. It's not so the same. For Metalton can make it's anders and bring him go to Manhattan and buy the same bookcase. You can't tell me I'm a Barbetram and your store is next to me. The Tam is not shaykh batoiro. So the Rebbe is asking, you gave me a teretz that the Malochin in the Bar Metzre goes down. Because you told them that there is only Bekarka but Metaltelin not, there is a Metaltelin also. If this guy next door to you in the bookcase sells a bookcase, and it's the only bookcase in America, there's no more bookcases like this, there is a din of Bar Metzre also.
Really?
Yeah. Which Lekech? Sicha HaShavuos, that's all he says.
Why is he going to say that? The other guy wants it. No, he came first. He came first.
The Rebbe says in our 34 with the star. Yes, okay. All right, we'll go further. The time is nicht shaykh bei Teuro. Die Teuro is a Sach, was we can ergens anders nicht kriegen. So you tell us that you answered me. Because it's Karka, and Karka I want to have together by Metaltelin not, it's also by Metaltelin. Okay, base. We're going to go to the second reason. You told me, why are the Malochim not correct, it's not Bar Metzre? Because it's a Matone, and Bar Matone is not Bar Metzre. Why are you telling me that Torah is a Matone? You find the Torah is a Matone? I find the Torah has 3 things in it, not only Matone. So if it's not Matone, it's Mechire, so Bar Metzre is that the Malochim are again correct in der Teine der Bar Metzre. Where do we see it? Auf dem zweiten Tirutz, auf Teure gefindt mit 3 Schönes. Jerusche, hier steht Teure Zivalon und Moshe Moirosho. Mechire, kemaim Arazal Omar HaKadosh Baruch Hu Israel, mocharti lochem Teurosi, I sold you my Teure. Gimel, Matone. So we have the Teure as 3 things. The Teure is Jerusche, inherited. and the Torah is sold and matone. And it's interesting in the Mamorim, the Rebbe doesn't bring down even the Maramekoimis, because the Rebbe is not there looking for that thing. But we find the real contradiction. It says Moshe says Torah Tzivolon Moshe Moirosho. Comes Pirkovish and says, and the Torah you have to walk Toilan Torah because Eino Yerushalach. So it's very contradicting. It says Eino Yerushalach. Okay, we're not going to go into it, but it's an interesting point. So if I say that there is three things in Torah, Gimel Matone Stoibes, where do we see Matone? It brings down 39 Gimorim Broches. Gimel Matone Stoibes Nasana Kodesh Baruch Israel Torah. One of them is Torah. Kenusach Hatfile Zman Matan Torah Seinu. It's a Matone. So we have three Lishonis. In the three Lishonis, weisen wir die drei Yavanim, was is doing the Sichos von Torah Tzidin. It shows us all the three things that are is connected. Each one has its level that is connected to Torah. Kemvuah bekama mekoimois. Ein vibal Torah in Zichoich HaMecher. Is doch Shaykh Dine de Bametzra of Torah. So the Choire, this Torah that you told me because it's a Matone, and that's why you're not, the Rebbe gives us a Matone, that's why you have no Bar Metzra. They could complain weiter, the Torah is Mechira also. If it's Mechira, we are Bar Metzra. So what we left here is that the Malachim are still correct in saying that they are, and these 5 terutzim that he gave me, I can accept any of them, because number one is the main thing is that in Moshe Rabbeinu's answer, I don't see bechlal that Moshe is answering anything about Bar Metzra, and especially that it's the opposite that the Rebbe asked. Moshe Rabbeinu says that the Torah is giving us because we are neighbors, everything, and by you, and here comes to tell me, why is it? Because Moshe Rabbeinu is chetzi lemailo, and body matter l'Hashem. It shows the opposite mamish. Now the Rebbe is going to give another 2 terutzim that we have. We're going to also ask Hananya, we're still waiting for you. The Rebbe is going to bring 2 more, and the Rebbe is going to say that he could not accept it, and then the Rebbe is going to give his chidush, and beautiful. Okay, noch a terutz is faran. Was lechoire, the Rebbe brings it separate, and it doesn't say who is saying it. The Rebbe doesn't say who it's coming. Maybe it's from the same enforcement in footnote number 6. I don't know. Noch a terutz faran. Was lechoire, the Rebbe is bringing it here because in here we're going to find that some things is find the Moshe Rabbeinu's answer to that. So the Choyre would be very good these 2 terutzim and take away the Malachim's complaint. The Rebbe is going to ask also I can accept it. Noch a terutz faran was the Choyre is a matim tzuloshan gimore. It's a little fitting with Moshe Rabbeinu's complaint. Moshe Rabbeinu's answer to that. The Hagdim Biura Meforshim. Fear is going to preface what the Meforshim are saying. As Taina Atzam Malachim is a Chelek Asot Shebetoiro. The Malachim were asking, they want to have the Chelek Asot. They know that they are not shaykh to mitzvahs. They know that they are not shaykh to all these things. They want to have the Sod, the deeper understanding of Torah. That's what they want. That's shaykh to Malachim. Euch Malachim wissen, as Chelek Apshat ve'Asiyeh, ze kein shaykh is nicht. They know that they're not, it's not relevant to them. B'meile is a Taine. From Bar Metzra given auf Chelek Asoid. Auf the Chelek Asoid, that's what they want. Und wie bald als Suiden hat man gegeben die ganze Teure, Malachim haben gekämpft nehmen nur ein Chelek, is the din, as mocha kol nechosov leechot, leisbov mishum dine de Bar Metzra. A clear quotation from the Rambam. What does it mean? I have a neighbor who has a field. I have here 9. I have 10. And this guy says, I'm Bar Metzra, I want this field. I want to have both together. So you know what I could answer him, not in the Bar Metzra, because I'm selling all 10. You want to buy all 10, I'll give it to you. You want to buy 1, I'm not giving it to you. What do Malachim want? Chelek Asod. What are we taking? Everything. That's why it belongs to us. So a good thing to refute the Malachim Steine that they are Bar Metzra. You're not Bar Metzra. Now we're going to see how the Rebbe is going to take it away and say that it's not a good answer. But the answer lechoire is very geschmack. It's a geschmack answer because we take everything and they want only the Sod. Oich, now is our second one. We said that there is 5 and 2. This is the 7th. Oich is the Adin. As oib der Matzron darf es larvochen und der Lekach darf es weil Trikele scheite, geht nicht schon in der Bar Metzra. There's a loche. If the guy that is coming to buy the Lekach is a poor man and he got a loan from the bank with no interest and he wants to buy this field to start selling fruits and be able to pay back the loan and give his family food. So, and the guy that is next door is a rich man and he wants to have it just for, make more money. I have a chance, I have money in the bank and I'm looking for investment. I'm going to invest it and sell the fruits. So the halacha is give it to the other guy, you have not in a Bar Metzra. So the Rebbe says, the answer, the same thing is here. Euch benitten the dan, here is also the same answer. What is it? Those who sit in the Teuro is the Dugmas Trikele Scheite. It's the same as by them, Trikele Scheite. Why is Trikele Scheite? Trikele Scheite means that he's in a situation that he needs to buy something to invest to start making parnose. Weil Teuro ist die Chais von Aiden nehm Chayenu und durch Teuro ist Aiden Netzach sein Yetzirore. K'may Marazal. Gemara says clear in Kedushin. Borosi Yetzirore und Borosi Loi Teuro Tavle. I gave you a Yetzer Hara, you're right, you're correct. How are you going to fight with them? Torah is the spice, tabling, that you're going to win the Yetzer Hara. So strictly shaite. That's why we need the Torah and we can give it to you. Another reason why the Malachim Steine is not here, because there's a reason, halacha. Mashenki Malachim Bos, oben gewollt Chelek Atzot Shebetoira, und oben nicht kein Yetzer Hara, is a salderach la'arboche. If you want something la'arboche, we give it better to, not to the bar mitzvah, we give it to somebody else. And the Choyre, in this Tiretz, but the Rebbe mentioned that in this Tiretz we could see that it mentioned a little the Gemara, this is what it is. We tell them, you don't have a Yetzer Hara. Moshe Rabbeinu told them, you don't have a Yetzer Hara. So we have something similar to the Gemara, that it is something that Moshe Rabbeinu did answer, the Choyre would have been two good answers. The Rebbe says no. Aber euch auf die Tirutzim kämen fragen. I'm going to ask these Tirutzim also. I'm not accepting it. And then in Ois Vov, the Rebbe is going to start his biur. And the biur is unbelievable. Poshet kebe pshutim, mamish. What do they call it? They call it, I forgot the word, what they're calling it.
A good answer.
No, yeah, that's for sure good, yeah.
Rabbi Klein, the Shiner, Loshein?
Going is the
One of
pashtus.
the pastors at your Loshein, yeah.
Going is the pashtus, that's not mine. Going is the
I
pashtus.
learned it from you.
Yeah, okay. Okay, very good. Yes.
What comes out, the third answer is the best, according to what's happening.
Not the best.
Which one?
The least problem.
Which one is the third?
No, the Yidden are close to the Eivishter.
That one, the only problem is that it doesn't do with the mitzvah. It doesn't have another problem.
Yeah.
I think I say the word difficult.
Okay. Yeah, but sometimes it's more than difficult because he says, I can't accept it, I must push it away. It's more than difficult. If you get to the middle of the night, just text me and I'll write it down, I'll use it next time. Okay. Aber euch auf dem Tirutz, aber euch auf die Tirutzin kämen fragen, even of these last two Tirutzin, that we could also read. One of them was that they want to have only the sword, right? And we are taking everything, so you're not bar mitzvah. Second thing is that you want to have it just for revach, you want to have soid. We're taking everything, we must have it because of the Yetzer Hara. Aber auf dem, auf die Tirutzin kämen fragen. Das was Moshe hat geantwortet למצרים, ירדתם, כלום אתם מוישים מלוכם, מה שאמרתם, אבוהים, יצר הרה יש ביניכם, אז מלוכם זה אני שייך zu Chelek הפשט והסישה בתוירו. If Moshe Rabbeinu told them that you not שייך to הסייה, ist doch bei der Kichidisch nicht gewesen. There was no innovation telling the Malachim that you are not shaykh to Asiyah, you're not shaykh to all these things. The Malachim haben das gewusst von früher und haben der Riebe haben Chatchile gebet noch Chelek Asot shebeteiro. They were asking only the Chelek Asot, as we learned now in the Teretz. Und der Antwort auf dem, als Mocha kol nechosov leechot, leisbo mishum de dine de bar metzre, oder as teure die Chayes von Iden, wird auf ihnen nicht nur mal in Divrei Moshe. So again, in Divrei Moshe we don't see any answer that we just used. Moshe Rabbeinu tells them all these things, that Yetzer Hara, and Abe'em, Mimasa Omaton, all these things that he's mentioning has nothing to do with this, but they want. They want to have only this sword. And you didn't answer about that. Because you answered them Bechlal, that you answer them more on the Gashmis of the Torah, not on the Ruchnis of the Torah. That's what the answer is. So again, we don't say anything. And the Choyre, those was Torah is Trikele Shaite, by Eden mitzat Milchemes HaYetzer, the Choyre, this is correct. Yeah, we need it because we're Tzarvoche. Mitzat Milchemes is a lesba from the Matze, was Yetzer Hara, yes, it only shows you the fact that there is. What's the fact? The fact is that they don't have a Yetzer Hara and we do have a Yetzer Hara. Aber von Meloshim, von Tshuvas Moshe Rabbeinu did not emphasize the idea of Yetzer Hara. Moshe Rabbeinu said all these things together. והריחוס בזה, כלום אתם מוישים מלוכו, מה שאומתן, אבואים יש לכם מזמשמה, אז תשובה צדם הלוכים, is nicht also מצד המאים from מלחמת היצר. You want to emphasize that we want to have it because it's, by us we must have it, because we need to fight the Yetzer Hara. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't answer that. מצד הם כלולוס דגניים, אז חלק הפשט והעשיר שבתוירו, is in Shabbat. Moshe answered them not only that other rabbi didn't answer them about this soid, that's only what he want. He answered them about other rabbi, that all these things that he mentioned as to do that with the Gashmi Soilom, not with soid שבתוירו. And they knew that they could not have it. So to say that it's bar mitzvah, not bar mitzvah, I can't even use it. So Memele, all this is bearing the 7 things that we used, that to say that the Malachim Steiner goes away, it's not. And the Malachim Steiner is still there. Why do you give the Torah to Moshe Rabbeinu, to the Eden? We are bar mitzvah. So we still have the complaint of the Malachim. Another Rabbi is going to give his chidush why it's not. Is der Biur beze. Oizmol. Der Tachlis von Torah ist, was al Yodo wird durchgeführt, die Kavonas Abrie von Nisava Kodesh Baruch Hu Lisborich Dire Betachtoinim. There is a famous Medrash Tanchumet that he says Nisava Kodesh Baruch Hu Lisborich Dire Betachtoinim, and the Rebbe is emphasizing in the Oref 48 that he put in parentheses is Borach. Nisava Kodesh Baruch Hu Lisborich So the Rebbe says that it's interesting that the Rebbe Rashab was saying it like this. In Medrash Tanchum, it says, Nisaba Kodesh Baruch Hu li yesh lo yidire betachtoinim without loy isborach. V'yadua, the diukim bor dire. Why did the Medrash Tanchum use the word dire? He says, Nisaba Kodesh Baruch Hu li yesh betachtoinim. I want to be Daniel. Why is dire? Dire gives some emphasis in the idea. What is it? אז אזוי wie in der Dire gefindt sich der Odom bechol atzmusoi, also ist Nisava Kodesh Baruch, als atzmusoi Baruch soll nimshach werden betachtoinim, und das wird euch wieder durch Teure, weil der durch Teure ist oisiatem leuchim. What does it mean? Everybody knows. You come into your house, and sometimes somebody rings the bell, and you walk around with pajamas, you're going to run and put on a pants, or you put on a jacket or whatever. In your house, you feel comfortable, and you do whatever you feel like. You go outside, you go according to what people are going to look at you. So the Rebbe says, I want to be in your house, Atzmus U'Me'utz should be here, and I should feel comfortable there, the same as I feel Lemailo. Now the Rebbe says, this is the answer of the Rebbe. Now the Rebbe is giving it in more detail. We had already the answer. We understood already what the Rebbe said. Here's the answer. Mitzadeh fällt ab deiner Samalochen von Dine de Bar Metzre. We started Dine de Bar Metzre, we mentioned it, so the dying came in.
The neighbor, Bar Metzre.
Bar Metzre, yeah, Bar Metzre. Oh, yeah. Is the Bar Metzre, is the dying. Bederich Klal, when you state the Sachen, it's not an good thing, Chas v'Sholem. But here we're saying it as a Meile. It says, it's the opposite, but here is the opposite, good. If you need a dying, you have him right next door. Okay. Und mit Zadze fällt auf keiner Samalochim von Dine der Bar Metzre. Der Din ist, also if der Bar Metzre will die Soda Gizriya und der Keach of being Bais, another interesting point in Bar Metzre. If somebody wants to come buy the piece my field on the right side, he wants to buy it. And he says, what am I going to do there? What am I going to do there? I'm going to build my house there. And this guy, the neighbor, says, I'm Bar Metzre, I want ever to stay, sell apples and oranges. The halacha is that we're giving it to the guy that he wants to build a house. What did we just say? What's the whole intention of Kriyas Oilom? Nisan HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Dire Betachtoinim. How's Dire Betachtoinim being done? Through Torah. So we want to have it for Bais. You want to have it for Sode. The Bais belongs to us. We have no more time of Bar Metzre. Beautiful. Gibt when the Sode zum Leikeach by Ishuv Odiv quotation from where I don't know, maybe you give a look where it is. Ishuv Odiv Leizbo Mishum Dine de Bar Metzre. When it comes, I want to build a house and you want to keep it as a felt, no Bar Metzre. Und al derech ze penyaneinu. Who is it? Quotation from where? Gemara. 51. Yeah, but maybe it's from Rambam. I don't know. The Lashon doesn't look like Gemara. I don't know. Maybe two. It looks more like two. Looks more like this. Yeah. Anyway, again, issue Odif v'leikbo mishum dine de Bar Metzre. And the Rebbe is giving you mamish every word clear to understand. But there is a binyaneinu. The same thing is here also. Gewalt as der Tachlis von Teuro is laslos lo isbor dire betachtoinim. Dire Bayis betachtoinim, as we said before. Weil top deiner Samaloch Dine de Bar Metzre. It's gone. The Rebbe says a very geschmack in 53 that will say it without looking inside, that a very geschmack. We just said that the Sava Kodesh Baruch Hu is Dire Betachtoinim. How does he want to be Betachtoinim? Atzmusoi. He wants to have a Dire Betachtoinim. We see that each and every one, and especially here in this place, each and every one wants to have a house. He doesn't want to rent somewhere else in Crown Heights. He's coming here to buy a house. The Rebbe says it's muchlet b'atzmusoi livnois bais. Each and every one wants to have his own house, as the Rebbe wants to have a dire betachtoinim, a dire. You could look up in 53 with exactly the words what it is. And das is was Moshe. Say it again. Und das ist was Moshe Rabbeinu hat geändert wird. Mitzrayim yeradetem. Klumar atem oisim melocho. Masho matni yesh beineichem. What is all this with you? Teuro yishayich zu Eden. Why? Wie das ist verbunden mit Ishuv Oilo. The Rebbe said, no, if you want to do Ishuv and you don't want to do Ishuv, we sell it to the guy Ishuv and it's no Bar Metzre. Oilo maze agashmi. Bein amim. En kine yesh. Davke, warum Teure gegeben geworden zu machen, don't complain that we have neighbors not eaten. Don't complain that we have a Yetzirore. Don't complain that we have Masomaten. There's a type of Signoi, and the Rebbe Shtoish of Shirzach and of Tinov and everything. Otherwise, we wouldn't say Naseres and Libres. And this is why we need Teure, because the Rebbe wants to have a Dir Betachtoinim. Tachtoinim is, don't be disillusioned with all this. This is what the Rebbe wants. The Malochim, I have millions of Malochim, and they have no Yetzirore, and very good. It says, Alfi Alofim Yeshamshune. The Rebbe says every group has millions of Malochim. I don't need you as Malachim. I want you to be Dan Lamato Ir, and Ir Lamato you should do it. Oi Zayach. Das was mir nicht gegeben Teure zu den Malachim, ist es nicht, weil der Elionim darf nicht schon kommen zu der HaShavuos HaShavuos al der Teure. The Rebbe is going to bring in another very interesting Geschmack in Chidush, and then it's going to come the end of the Sicha, what we learn from it. Das was mir nicht gegeben Teure zu den Malachim, ist es nicht, weil der Elionim darf nicht schon kommen zu der HaShavuos HaShavuos al der Teure. Adrabe, der Elionim need also to bring down Atzmus. Warum euch in Eulem Elionim ist mit Zad Atzmon, mehr Blöise Haorem, Likkutei und sie seien in der Yeride Moe Ponem Isboch. Der Alter Rebbe is explaining in Tanya, how come that the Rebbe once had Rebbe Tachtoini, wie seht ihr das hier? Maybe it's in Atziles. So das wäre Geschmack, er hat vom Rebbe bei Verbringen. Der Rebbe said wäre Geschmack. Der Rebbe says two reasons. Reason number one is, if Atziles would have been the intention, it would have stopped there. Why did you go lower? If he went lower, that means it has to be here. And the other thing the Rebbe says, very Geschmack, that where do we see that it's Tavke Lamato, because where is Lemailo is the Lotion Yeride Me'oyer Ponav Isborach. Even Atziles, Etzle V'Somo, Chenetzal, Shenish Brie, is also oil. It's not moil. Where could you get the Atzmus of the Eibishter? Tavke Lamato. And the Rebbe is explaining why. The Rebbe says, the Rebbe brings up from the Rabbein, that when it comes Lamato, and the Rebbe created people, and you don't see a Likus, you see a table, you see everything Gashmias, and then you look at yourself, and I could think, my father was gone 15, 60 years, my mother was gone 10 years, and I'm still here, and I'm running alive and everything. When it comes to a place that you could say or feel that you are Metziusei Me'atzmusoi, there is where you could reach and grab Metzius Me'atzmusoi, the emes Metzius Me'atzmusoi, the Eibishter. So we say that the Oilem Tzad Yeride Moyer Ponov, so we need to have also there also needs to have Aliyah, and they should also get Atzmus. How does it happen? And durch Avodas HaTachtonim, that they could not do it. We could do it for them also. And durch Avodas HaTachtonim, v'atroivit on the HaShavuos HaShavuos, dir lo Yisborach, where? Oichin Elyonim. Also in the Elyonim, in ganz Seder HaShavuos. It's being done in all Seder HaShavuos. And the Rebbe Etzan in footnote 54, why did he tell him, Klum le Mitzrayim Yerabetem, Losh Meitza v'Gvul. Mitzrayim is a very interesting name. It comes from Meitza, from boundaries and Eng. Klolus Elomazi, Shein Omer, Shem Gilo Likkutei Yachvar Shlemai Leben HaTeva. Okay, Yodua. Now the Rebbe is bringing a Moshel, brought in a lot of Mamorim, and the Moshel like them. You have a parable to understand it. As we will if a billion durch Klei HaGboa Nikro Liver. I think today I would call it a tractor, and he has in Ivri they call it a kaf. He has the shovel. What do you call it? Lift. It's a lift.
A jack.
More as a jack or a tractor. A tractor comes and puts in it, doesn't it picks up the building. That's what I think. That sounds to me more. The shovel. He has every tractor with a shovel. He goes in and he picks up and he puts it in the trailer. Or he puts it somewhere else. Okay, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is. A Nikro Liver. I thought it's a crane on one side, but it's not. Well, a crane is not doing it. You need something to go under and pick it up.
Underneath.
Huh?
Underneath,
you have to pick up. Forklift. Okay, thank you. Als mir will euch mal bin durch Klei HaGboa Nikro Liver, darf man unterlegen dem Liver unter der Chalokim HaTachtonim Shmoi Davke. You have a building of 5 stories, you want to build a building of 10. What do you have to do? You want to take it off and build a new one. If you're going to go with the forklift, you're going to go to the third floor, you pick up 3, 4, 5, and you can build. You have to go in underneath and pick it up, then you have everything. Same thing is here. The Rebbe gave you Torah here Lemato. When you pick up Lemato, you pick up the Elyonim also. That's the idea. We just finished in the last 2 lines on the previous column. Oichen Elyonim and in ganz Seder HaShavuos. This is the Moshel the Rebbe brings. Aber wenn wir das sagen, me'emsa, you're going to pick it up on the middle. Lo yoyam magbiya tachtonim. It's not going to pick up the tachtonim. Okay. Und davor Muzmen geben teure Davke Lemato in Elomaze, a Tachten, she'ein Tachten Lemato in Benut, losh von der alte Rebbe in Tanje, Davke hier ist die teure. Es Rab Tanchume, der Tane Rab Tanchume says, Nisaba Kodesh Baruch Hu Lidire, betachtoinim. Und durch dem wird euch in der ganzen Binyen von Seder HaShavuos. Through teure, you picking up everything, Gashmias, and Elomes Ruchnim. Und durch dem wird euch in der ganzen Binyen von Seder HaShavuos. Und das ist euch, was Moshe automatisch gewinnt in seinen Schuhe, Kine yesh benechem, Yitzchore yesh benechem. Another emphasis that Moshe Rabbeinu was emphasizing. Euch varoy zu bringen, wie das ist der Oilom, a Tachten bemadrege. Shein Tachten lemato menu bein Esther Euro Isboach, a Shu Mole Klippes Chulu. Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to bring out not only Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim, we didn't do nothing. We went down to Mitzrayim because the Rebbe just sent us there. And we were about him, the Rebbe took us out. But he's talking about each and everyone's nature. What is it? Kine and Yitzchore and all these things. You're not shy to that. Where does the Rebbe want the dire? Where there is a Yitzchore and where there is Klippes, and Klippes means that they are hiding and concealing of Elokus. Oishches. It is over, fourth nishmov, one more interesting question, and then we're going to give you the results. Emestakas, we get to make a dire lo isbor betachtonim daf enom the teure lemato. We came to a conclusion that to make a dire, you have no time of bar metzre, we have to do it ir lemato. Das stimmt aber nicht darauf. Die Teine Samaloch mit Zabdine de bar metzre, sof seine ze bnei metzre, und sie will machen dire beis al koponim boelyonim. They know that they won't have the Torah, just the Chelek asotze beTorah. And they're going to have the Torah, they're going to make a dire for them to the mile also. So why do you say that? Why do you not give it to them? Muss man sagen, the Rebbe says, I must come to a conclusion, the Rebbe is going to give a reason for it. First he says, muss man. I'm forced to say, I have no other choice. Because we said that the Rebbe didn't give it to the Malachim. Although they say, Bar Metzrein, they want to do it. Muss man sagen, als der Riem von Dire lo Isborach, am Shochas Atzmus, kemen bichlal nicht oifton, afile nicht boelyonim. Could be you ever complain you're Bar Metzre. You want to take Chelek Asot, but you can't do it. Torah was given to do Atire Betachtonim, and you could not do it. The Chavodes HaMalachim, it can be done. The Rebbe brings a footnote from Moiratere Tzemach Tzedek, and also in Vayetze and in Beshalach that Tzemach Tzedek speaks about it. Davke du Chavodes HaTachtonim, Ve'at Atzmus HaYizboach Nimshach, in Seder Ishtal Shemish. So that's why, what's the reason for it, that they could not do it, and only we could do it? The Biur Betam Adobo, what's the reason? Der Koyach ha'atzmus, was in Teuro wird nisgale und kommt heraus bepoel in der Avoide von einer Neshome, wie sie gefindet sich in den Metzorim und Gvulim von Neulomase. There's no such thing as a Malach could bring Elekus, could bring Eier, could bring an Atzmus, even mit Teuro Shebesot. He could not do it. Where could it be done? Only Davke Lemato. And in footnote 61, the other reference says, the Etzem HaToiro, Shemeyuchedes V'atzmus is born, the essence of Torah, that it's connected with the Atzmus of Rebishter, where it is being expressed, davke boze sheitavnen la yitzorah, and they don't have a yitzorah, so they're not trying to elevate and to bring more ruchnes lemailo. The neshome kommt arop in an oilom mole klippes v'sitrache, and till now we learn mole klippes, now we learn sitrache, and the Rebbe is adding on something else that the Alter Rebbe says in Tanya, she'neged Hashem mamish. It's not only that they're concealing of Elikus, they're against Elikus, and the all chayes is from Elikus. And in dem niederik oilom is iloichem mit yitzorah. That's what we have to do. The neshome in the guf. Brech du chala alomas vesterim. It's breaking down all the alomas vesterim. And in the me'apech mechashoichol in oire. Not only you bring in light, you take the choshech itself and you're transforming it into light. This is what we just said. The iskapien is up from klippes. Shehei neged Hashem mamish. You take the things that are against the Eibishter and you making them iskapien isapche. You bring them to ayin shel kedusha. Is an ayin shel ischatshus. Macht von dem Yesh ve Yeshus. It's something that I eat as the koyach to innovate. It's an innovation that the Rebbe gave us koyach to do. What's the innovation? We take from the Yesh and we make it ayin. We name from the klippes and we make nothing from them. And the koyach ha'yitzchachus is b'atzmus ha'yizboach. Who could do something like this? Only the Rebbe. As it says clear in the Rambam, we just finished the Rambam, we just started the new Rambam. Vasu levade bekoychoi ve'yecholtoi livroi lechadish yeshmen. This Rebbe brings from Megillas HaKodesh, but the Rambam says that Metziusim atzmusoi, and only he could bring the union of oilomes from ayin leyesh. Und geht dem, so the Rebbe is the one that he could make me yesh me ayin, and he gives us and he's the only one that could do me yesh ayin. He gives us the koyach to do it. Gibt dem koyach zu machen me yesh ayin. Now the Rebbe is bringing very geschmack, und neuch die Meile von koyach Yitzchachus is merumes in Shuvas Moshe, very geschmack. It's not only that the idea of Torah in Moshe's answer we could see it. Where do we see it? The Taine avoim yesh lochem. Lechoire, it just came to my mind, I didn't think of it before. Moshe Rabbeinu could have told them, Onoich Hashem Elokecha asher tzisicha me'eretz Mitzrayim. You went to Mitzrayim? No. You came out of Mitzrayim? No. Torah is not for you. Finished. What did Moshe went over all 10 of them? The Rebbe says here, we see an interesting thing. Moshe Rabbeinu mentioned Avoim yesh lochem. What is Avoim yesh to do with it? In Avoim, they have the answer of the in of Ischatshus that only the Rebbe has. The Rebbe says, he creates something from nothing, and the Rebbe gives us the koyach to create from something nothing. Where do we see it? In Oilomazeh, we had one place that we could see it. It is Yodua. It brings them from the Emshech of the Mamorim that the Rebbe Rashab said in Tov Reish Zayin by the Chasna of the Frierdiker Rebbe when he was 17 years old. So the Rebbe, all Emshech, it's called Samach to Samach, all the Mamorim that is said by the Chasna. So it's Yodua, as a Rinam from the Lode is a Me'ein, from the Reschatzus Me'ein Lesh. In this world, everything that we do is Miyesh Leyesh. As the Alter Rebbe says in Sha'ar Yochid Be'emun is so clear that the philosopher made a major mistake and they say they believe that the Rebbe created the world, but they say Ozav Hashem es ha'oretz because it's running by itself. The Alter says make a mistake. If you make this, you took wood that the Rebbe created, you changed the form of it, but you didn't create it. That's why the pushka could be made by somebody 300 years ago, and he's already dead 300 years and it's still here. But the world was created from Ayin Leyesh, must be sustained all the time. Where do we see Ayin Leyesh in this world? We see it only in one place. was das ist der no bekoach ein sof und der koach ist so bei Malachim we see it by Ilode the Malachim don't have Ilode in Ilode we could see the idea of English as everybody understand that in Ilode we see one thing that evolved that we could see a creation behind the yesh is by Ilode what is that but they came down and they came down no so what do you see what do you see that they came down and yet right away got him and he finished them
they only have koach halida after
I don't know if that's koach halida
they were the children of
I never saw in Chumash that they got married and they had children.
Yeah, it was there, clearly.
What it say? And the film, what is? Yeah, but they got married and they. Okay, fine. But and לא ראיתי שיהיה להם ילדים. Anyway, לא משנה. What is what happened? They were gone. Anyway, and that's what Moshe Rabbeinu. Now, beautiful what we see, what Torah is given, and what we have the koyach to do to make the dire for the Eibishter Tachtonim. Und das hat Moshe Rabbeinu getan, also der koyach heißt Ratschus, ist da bei Neshomes lemato, wodurch der Avoide, trude, der tut Avoide ihr lemato, seien sie Moilidim. What do you mean Moilidim? Man nimmt Dvorim Tachtonim, und man macht von sie, you take a lulav, you take a height from a cow, you make the only thing that we have, a Sefer Torah. ומאַכט פון זיי, weil diese von ganz Seder Ishtalshelus, a dire la'atzmus muss es wach. You take all this and here you make the dire. Ich hab mit Chashuch le Neure.